had no dignity. That's what I was missing. There was no dignity. It just looked like a man desperate for attention. And whenever DeSantis was scoring points on him, he would interrupt over and over to try to talk over the points as just that's like a middle school debate tactic, which is pathetic and not effective.
What happens when Gavin Newsom tries to out-debate Megyn Kelly? A rhetorical beatdown so brutal it should come with a helmet. California's king of hair gel walked into a buzzsaw of facts, receipts and sass that could scare a real housewife. This wasn't a debate, it was a roast in high def, and Gavin brought soft words to a flamethrower fight.
He's somewhat obsequious, to be honest with you. I mean, it's very strange because when you listen to him, you would think like he's a moderate, but he's not. On the trans stuff and virtually every other subject, he is as radical as they come. He is another Kamala.
Before we dive in, subscribe, and prepare to watch Gavin Newsom redefine failure in a suit. He enters like a hero, but governs like a guy trying to sell you disappointment wrapped in buzzwords. Give him a GPS and a Sherpa, and he'd still lead California into a burning compost pile of Whole Foods receipts and broken climate pledges.
That's so fun. Gavin, a simple Google search about yourself will serve you well before you make these sweeping claims. But on the same dishonest, disingenuous front, he tried to act like he's the reasonable one on the trans and the children issue, Eliana, which is a lie. His state.
Megyn Kelly didn't just call him out, she dismantled him not with rage, but with that quiet fury reserved for watching a man smile through catastrophe, like a malfunctioning ventriloquist dummy programmed to say we're making progress.
I don't think Gavin Newsom is the great white hope of the Democratic Party. I really don't. I don't see it happening. Am I wrong? I realize he's got the widow's peak. That's in his favor. He's got the gravelly voice. I don't think I thought Bashir could do it because he's a blue governor in a red state, Kentucky. But the more I listen to him, the more I'm like, he can't do it.
Let's talk about Gavin's California dream, now repackaged with fentanyl eviction notices and gas prices that require a GoFundMe. Meanwhile, he's off lecturing red states about leadership that's like your plumber flooding your house, then giving a TED talk on dry floors.
Smart to start this. And the reason he's smart to start it is because he has no muscles, Emily. None. He's a sinewy little weakling when it comes to arguing any of these issues, especially cultural issues, because he, like all liberals, has never...
Gavin governs like a failed TED speaker. Bold words, no results, everything's transformational. Translation, imploding in 4K, it's disaster governance with perfect lighting, high definition dysfunction.
Something about him, maybe he is a people pleaser, a vintage politician. When he gets across from these are our war fighters. And truly, like the three I mentioned, these are war fighters in a way, rhetorical war. He feels the need to get their approval. That's how it feels. And he's getting excoriated by the left-wing press as a result. It's actually kind of amusing. We put together a budded soundbite. Take a listen here.
I thought that was one of the most inauthentic.
California's now a choose-your-own-crime novel. Stores lock toothpaste like it's plutonium, while Gavin adjusts his cufflinks, his solution to homelessness. Billions spent on programs that only seem to generate more tents. It's Grand Theft Auto San Francisco edition, and Gavin's still acting like he's hosting a climate summit.
Is as radical as they come. Only Minnesota under Tim Walz is more radical, which to his credit, because Bill Maher is on the right side on this issue, meaning correct side, he did raise with Gavin Newsom, who then wiggled and wormed, and which was typical in the interview, did not accept any.
During COVID, Gavin achieved gold medal hypocrisy. Lockdowns for us, Napa dinners for him. His COVID strategy, improvised jazz, no structure, no clue. Parents begged for schools to reopen while Gavin filmed moody PSAs in his wine cellar.
Down on the populace with his emergency, what is it called? We still are under an emergency act of some type since the beginning. It's ridiculous. And he comes down on all of us, and then his kids, he closes the schools, caves to the unions. His kids stay in school. He goes out to restaurants in indoor environments with his peers, no masks. He does whatever the hell he wants. This hypocrisy is what's going to get him. That's the part that we in California see on.
Gavin talks like every failure is someone else's job, but every camera belongs to him. He bans lawnmowers while wildfires rage, has posing with solar panels as California burns its leadership. Filtered through Instagram, brought to you by Gavin's ego and a Valencia filter.
For Gavin Newsom in California. The California state legislature passed a bill just like this. and Gavin Newsom refused to sign it. That's how crazy this is. And you accurately point out, Steve, it wasn't so long ago, Colorado was reddish, purple. Now it's considered blue, but there's probably a healthy red strain in there that could be revived if they go to.
His solutions: more taxes, more hashtags. More chaos has turned California from the Golden State into the Kale State, expensive, smug, and mostly inedible. If irony were fuel, Gavin's speeches could power a city block.
That's strong. He's French Laundry. He's too pretty. He's too needy of like the good opinion of people like.
He stands at podiums like he cured cancer while infrastructure crumbles. Schools broken, housing unaffordable, but hey, great skincare. Megyn didn't roast, she told the truth. Gavin's real flaw: he thinks the mirror is clapping.
Watching him try and fail to be a human being is a very interesting thing. And that's what he's been kind of doing. You know, Gavin is a ambitious guy who thought he was going to run for president.
Gavin thinks announcing a plan counts as solving a crisis. He ghosts policies harder than a failed app. School kids are writing essays on phones because Wi-Fi is as flaky as his memory when French Laundry gets mentioned.
The hell?
Oh, no,
the hell is... who's a better actor? I'm not sure. They're both up for an award.
I was watching him on MSNBC. He's got a new hand motion. I was going to text him. It's this. It's got like, usually it's kind of this, and then he's doing this. He was doing this thing on MSNBC. He's doing this whole thing. Look, he is the fakest person I think I've ever met in my.
He turned small biz closures into an art form. Rules changed faster than his hairstyle essentials. Closed, elites dined, and theft now it's therapy. Steal $949 and walk. Just don't hurt the thief's feelings.
That's very dangerous, like incredibly dangerous. Like he's the type of person that could just like stare at you like, oh yeah, I voted for Trump, and just like pass a lie detector test. that is very, very dangerous. Just stone cold, just like no inhibitions whatsoever when it comes to deceit or lying or misleading.
Enforcement demoralized, citizens terrified. Gavin's on GQ. He treats safety like it's a Spotify playlist, and that bullet train's still a myth, but hey, at least the speech had nice lighting.
To see it, because my own feeling is this guy's in training for 2028 against JD. Probably, that's what we think, will likely be the standard bearer for the Republican Party. And he needs practice. We saw that when he debated Ron DeSantis on Hannity. He needs practice. He's not very good at it. And we should not be helping him. The more times he sits across from Charlie Kirk and Steve Bannon and any of our sort of lead fighters, the better he will get, the better he'll do.
When California burns, Gavin's on a podcast, Water Crisis. He's doing a TikTok on glacier water. He doesn't fix problems, she photobombs them. Sponsored by disaster, partnered with delusion.
Gavin Newsom, he's out there trying to rewrite his COVID history. Truly one of the worst in the nation, possibly the worst on the lockdowns about which you were very public. And he's doing two things, saying we did way better than we did poorly. We had way more successes than we had mistakes. And by the way, anything you don't like was the result of local government.
Californians face blackouts and crime while Gavin tells them to meditate. He thinks his Obama 2.0 is more like a spin-off. No one streamed a walking smoothie of buzzwords, ego, and bad decisions, and that's why the roast writes itself.